Hi, Tony Scelzo here at the Bob. I want to talk to you a little bit about how to create an environment that creates great teams. And a lot of times, the way we organize a structure for a team creates an environment that allows the team not to work together as well as it should. And let me give you an example of what I mean by that. Let's say that you're a CEO of a business, okay? If you don't have clear communication tools, the tools that you use in an organization create an environment. That environment either helps accomplish the goals of the organization or it detracts from accomplishing the tools for the organization. Now, if you've got the tools helping, then what you do is you create an environment that allows people to work on a good team. An example of that is, let's say a CEO has a communication tool that all of us have heard of called key performance indicators. The key performance indicators for a CEO are going to be sales and then the two largest managed controllables. Let's say the two largest managed controllables for this company are labor costs and technology expense. Okay, so if those two largest controllables are what he is trying to control and revenue are the things that he's trying to drive on the upside, the way he communicates with his team, his executive team, are going to make a great difference in whether or not that environment is created to create a positive team that works together to accomplish goals or not. And here's what I mean by that. So if the CEO knows what the mission of his job is, and he knows that, look, it's my job to drive revenue and control expenses, pretty simple explanation. How he translates that job to the people under him is a communication tool. It's how they talk to each other back and forth. So one of the things that he's going to do is have or she's going to do is have a clear communication tool or line of communication with his or her VP of sales. And one of the things that he may ask from her VP of sales is, what is the dollar value of your pipeline, meaning how many people are in it, what is the estimated value of the projects in it, how many meetings do you have on the books with your salespeople, with our prospects right now, and then what is your close rate? Those are very concrete numbers that we can distill down a lot of information in order to communicate with the CEO how we're doing. And then the CEO can help coach that vice president of sales what are the best ways to use and effectively drive those numbers. If you do that, if you have got a great communication tool going back and forth, if that line is equally important on both sides, what happens? You create an environment where positive change happens. If you do that same thing with, let's say, a COO, what are my the key things that drive my labor costs? One of those things may be recruiting expense. How much money are we spending outsourcing? How much money are we spending on bonuses for people that are coming in? What is our turnover, which is a great number that drastically affects your overhead. The other thing could be your insurance package. How much is it costing us per employee to insure them, to health insurance, everything that goes along with it. And those as a percentage of sales or per employee would be a great thing that individual COO could control to help drive the CEO's KPI, which is the KPI of the organization. What are sales and the two largest controllables will effectively drive profit. So the next place, considering this is a technology company, could be the CTO. So his expenses may be allocated as how much time and energy or money are we spending on research and development. And what is that as a percentage to sales? Meaning, if the speed of which things come out of research and development and move into revenue generating activities will directly control how much his cost structure is, and therefore the KPI of the CEO. Meaning, how long did it take us to deploy something that was in research to development? So deployment time could be a key performance indicator for a CEO. How much money are they spending on infrastructure, the computers, all the stuff that we build the technology on? As a percentage of sales could be a great way to communicate to the CEO the key performance indicator of how well they're doing in that job. Now, what I mean by that is just by creating better lines of communication, ways to communicate information back and forth, you can create a better environment that creates stronger teams. yes, the environment and the way you talk to each other can make you work together better as a team. If you're all using the same language, you're going to effectively grow the organization and the team will come together tighter. Now, just to stick with this analogy, think about it this way. Let's say you had a team that you were playing on, and two of the guys on the team were spoke French, and one guy spoke Italian, and then two people spoke English. That team is not going to be near as effective as a team that all speaks Portuguese because they're all speaking the same language. Yet I see this happen over and over with executive teams or organizational teams that are trying to advance and go forward. You got to know how to talk to each other. KPI is a great way to do that. It communicates in the results of the business, but make sure you're using the same ways to measure how well you're doing, and you can advance the team together.